Welcome to another video in the series from NorCal and SoCal Odyssey of the Mind about how to have a successful virtual Odyssey of the Mind season. This video is going to focus on creating scenery, props, and costumes virtually. Some general suggestions when thinking about props, scenery, and costumes when practicing and competing in a virtual environment: less is more. Your viewable area is going to be smaller, and so there is not a need necessarily to make large pieces of props and scenery. You can also think about doing more with suggestion rather than actual physical props and scenery. Think about using what's available in your home in creative ways. Make a list of what you have available or what you need in a shared team document so team members can help brainstorm creative ways to use and create items that are available. Use spontaneous practice with your team as a way to brainstorm use of materials. And start saving recyclable materials or trash items, as these are low-cost items and can be used in many different ways in your solution. Also, use this time to think about learning a new skill, such as sewing or construction. Talk to the adults that are around you and see who can show you and your team members how to learn a new skill, and then you and your team members can decide how this can be applied with your props, scenery, and costumes. Some other general suggestions to keep in mind: remember that props, scenery, and costumes must be easily seen in a video based on how your team decides to record the performance. Think about individual scenes if you decide to compete via Zoom. You can check out the videos from the 2020 Virtual World Finals for ideas about how to best showcase props, scenery, and costumes virtually. Do note, however, that many of these videos are from in-person tournaments that took place before the pandemic. So focus on videos that clearly used Zoom or social distancing. You can see some examples here on the right of the slide where teams used Zoom and how they incorporated props, scenery, and costume into their individual scenes to great effect. Here's an example from a Problem 5 team. As you can see, the items here are made predominantly from recycled or trash items, and all these were found around the home. Few of these items had to be purchased online, and the ones that did need to be purchased online were delivered to the home. So the team members did not have to go out and be out in a store to purchase items. You can see there are many creative ways that recycle items such as paper plates, paper, old fabric, foam, shower curtain rings, and a shower curtain rod, as well as cardboard boxes, were used to create highly engaging scenery. Here's another example of a team that used a creative way to show their scenery in their performance. As you can see, 4 of the team members are performing in front of the same scene. How is that possible? Well, they took a photograph of the scenery, and 3 of the team members used this in a virtual background in Zoom. This way, team members who were to be in the same scene with the same scenery in back of them could do this because they could utilize that virtual background option in Zoom. And you can see 2 other team members did not have that scenery. They were in other scenes, and so they did not use that virtual background. Here's another example. Again, this is Problem 5. You can see how the 3 team members used various ways to indicate their scenery. On the left-hand side, you can see that typical scenery that we see in Odyssey of the Mind was created and utilized. A different way to show a scene was used in the top right. And then in the bottom, you can see that a backdrop was created that the team member sat in front of during the performance. On the right-hand side of this slide, you can see an example of a team member who made a very creative costume from things that were found around the home. She created a transforming mermaid costume out of a t-shirt and aluminum foil and soda cans. Again, all these items were just found around the home, and she was able to utilize them in a very creative way. Some final thoughts. Parents and coaches, remember, outside assistance rules are still in place. So while we can teach our team members how to do various skills, it is up to the team to create their own props, scenery, and costumes. Teams, be creative. Use technology to your advantage. Collaborate virtually. Think beyond the box. Always remember to read the program guide thoroughly and your problem on a regular basis. Make sure that your solution is adhering to all the requirements of your problem. There are specific guidelines in the program guide this year for competing virtually, so it is very important that you read the program guide even if you are a highly experienced coach and team. We want you to have fun and be safe. Be sure to adhere to all of the safety and health regulations that are in place for the state, your county, and your school district. We want to make sure that everyone is practicing appropriate social distancing and following all of those health regulations so we all stay safe while collaborating creatively for our solutions this year. We will be posting many resources at SoCalOdyssey.org or NorCalOdyssey.org. And again, just a reminder, you can go to the Odyssey of the Mind headquarters YouTube page to see those virtual World Finals videos. We can't wait to see how creative our teams are going to be competing virtually this year. Good luck!